we go. There we go. There we go. Well, when my client crashed, Bandicam never quite behaved itself. So there we go. Yeah, there was only two. There's only two cases, and that was one of them. And whoa, nice.
First shot to me.
Nice. First blood. It needs to say that so much.
Yeah.
I hate MOBAs, but
yeah,
there's just something about
gives you a little
that.
glow inside when it said that.
Yeah, but it's all projection. People project themselves onto other people and how they would act, and that's where most of the fear comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that we also really try to remind people, they love to shout facts. They love to shout facts out, random bullshit facts. And one of the ones, actually the most popular one, is that they'll go, guns kill more people than anything else on the planet. I'm like, really? So I guess if you want to forget about it.
I technically think malaria is the biggest killer of everything in the planet.
Right, and they go, well, then they redact, and then, well, no, I mean that things, it's the easiest thing that somebody can kill other people with. And I was like, well, no, you can stab somebody and kill them in about, you know, 2 seconds. It's like,
probably said to your car with that one.
Well, they hate that. There's always some smartass that says cars. And then they go, well, you can't just take away... Well, no, it's funny because they go, well, you can't just take away people's cars. It's like, well, you can't take away guns either.
Yeah. The argument goes both ways.
It does. And so then they'll abandon that. And then, well, you can't. It's like, I bet you'd want us to what? Like, lock all of our speed limits down to 5 miles an hour? You know, but they won't talk about that. Oh, bastards.
The real problems.
Yeah, and then they go, well, no, it's just for, you know, for one person could just kill a lot of people with a gun. And they go,
oh yeah, you can.
And so you go, okay, so there's nothing worse. Okay, I guess you forgot about explosions then, because explosions kill more people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, you know, you can make them at the store with nothing
more than a bit of fertilizer and a few kitchen products.
Yep. And then all of a sudden they disappear. They like won't talk after that. But then some other idiot will come back and they go, well, if we just got rid of every gun, deaths would go down, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, so what about all the swimming pools, ponds, streams, 5-gallon buckets, jacuzzis? Do you know how many people die in those every year? Like, why don't we get rid of those? Do you know how many? Do you know how how far deaths would go down if we could just get rid of all the damn swimming pools? I mean, kids fall into those and die by the hundreds every year, and they never get rid of them. 5-gallon buckets. You know how many kids die in 5-gallon buckets?
Well, there's another bizarre fact. More people. We're reading bizarre facts over here. More people died from falling over, putting on their trousers, than died from shark attacks.
This is so gruesome.
And he's like, well, put it into some perspective. Yes, shark attacks are really horrible and things, but people fall over putting their trousers on and die more.
Oh my gosh, why don't we just get rid of stairs? Because I wonder how many people fall down and die on their stairs. I worry about that all the time because of the cats.
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Oh, my cat's terrible for... I got a black cat, and she likes to sleep about halfway up the stairs. On one step in particular, so it won't be... Whoa, I've just walked into a big gunship trap.
Yes.
Fly away, fly away. Wasn't me.
I wasn't sure what to do about it, and I kind of froze.
Yeah.
But yeah, bathtubs. How many moms and dads stick their kids into scalding bath water and kill them every year? But they haven't passed. And although I would agree if they tried to do this, because my brother, which I'll get into that later. But why don't they just make it So everybody, there's like some kind of home inspection, and they say, okay, is your water lower than 106? Okay, that's all we asked. Or you have to sign. You have to sign something. They don't come and inspect, but you have to sign something and say, yes, I'll make sure that my water is below 106. Because how many people like stick their babies into scalding hot bath water? You know, it's terrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. You can go to a burn ward and you can't wash your eyes out with soap.
Yeah.
But you know, they don't cut bath water. They don't cut your house water to 106. My brother has got scalding water coming out of his faucets, and he thinks it's funny. It makes me so mad. I have burnt my hands at his house, burnt, scalded.
Yeah.
Like the red scalding thing, not like, oh, it's hot. It's got to be like 115 plus. It's on its way to 150 degree water. It's so freaking. It's not boiling, but I mean it's about there.
Our hot tap at work, when you turn it on for more than 5 seconds, comes out at boiling water temperature.
Yep, and that means there's no cold in it at all.
Yeah. Oh, and it's when you try and wash your hands, it's like 5 seconds, and then you've got to run the cold tap.
Yep. It's
Did
because.
I get in? Yay! The missile was in the air before you destroyed me.
It's the boiler makes water hotter than that, and if you don't stop the boilers, they'll do that, and it's awful. Oh, you bitch! They're all on their freaking gunships.
Yeah, they're all playing. They're all playing gunships.
Well, that's what you could do. You could have a thing where, like, the map, everybody has to be on bombers, everybody has to be on gunships.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be on strike fighters. That would be hilarious. It's like, if you want to save lives, why don't you just cut water temperature to 100 and... You don't need to, because here's the thing, my brother, you don't need to frickin' boil tea with your damn tap water. You don't need to.
No.
It's insane. But that's what he does.
There's a device for that. It's called a kettle.
Yeah.
It boils water quite efficiently.
It only takes a few minutes. Oh man, I got 2 guys on.
Yeah, I'm trying to shoot up.
Freaking gun. Oh no.
He's gone. One's gone.
Yeah, I had him on me, and I had a gunship. Some guy named Flame, which is Irish for flame, I guess. I don't know. But there's just all these things, and it's like, how, you know, your parents tell you to not run with a knife in your hand, it's so you don't hurt yourself. Well, you know, my parents told me don't pick the gun up off the table, and I didn't, and I'm fine. There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot my sister. I didn't shoot my brother. Kids do that. Kids are stupid. Kids aren't trained. There you go. That's why you put them away. That's why you put them in a locker or whatever you got.
Completely.
You don't leave it out unless you're gonna frickin' train them. And in Boy Scouts, we all had knives in Boy Scouts, but we didn't stab each other.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah. He's taught how to use a knife and be responsible while he's have a knife.
Yeah, and if you were stupid, you got it taken away. You didn't get another one.
Yeah.
That was it. It's very simple. It was very simple.
Sneaking off too. Oh, you just broke my lock a second time.
I mean, it was just common. It was safety through common sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, common sense this day and age, it's a rarity. All disorder.
They want to send, you know, they want to be covered in pillows and
whatever,
and cover your ears, and it's like, what? Why? Then you create this generation that has no idea what they're doing, and if they
takes no responsibility.
Yeah.
Oh, I stabbed myself. I better go and sue the knife manufacturer because I didn't write in instructions. I couldn't run with a knife in my hand while pointing at my throat.
Well, and here's another one, and you know, bless my brother's heart.
Oh.
Though we got in a car accident and we were going through rentals trying to get a rental car, and we had my brother over, and the knife thing reminded me of this, and I'll tie it in a second why. This damn door had like an auto closer thing on it, and there was no warning anywhere, and the damn door closed on my brother's finger.
Ouch.
And it's like, yeah, his... Oh, damn, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's like, yeah, his finger shouldn't have been there. But there's also no way he could have known. But it's like, it's the same thing when you pick up a knife. You don't know if it has, it's called assisted closing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my dad always told me this story. He said, my dad gave me my first knife, da-da-da-da-da, it had assisted closing. And I cut myself with it, went right to the bone. He took the knife away, and I didn't get a knife for like 2 years or something. Until I learned how. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You gotta be really careful with things like, assisted. But the thing is, why don't you just get rid of assisted closing knives? Why do you need that for? But then people take that same argument and go, well, what do you need a gun for? It's like, no, what do you need an assisted closing knife for? Because you can't just carefully close it. I just take mine, flip it backwards, and stab it into my leg, close it that way. That's always how I've closed my knife. I just take it and rest it against my leg backwards. Is that the safest thing to do? No. That's not the safest way to do it either, but it's safe for me.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't teach my kid to close it that way. But an assisted closing knife, if you even blink, that thing's already right down to your bone. And it's terrible. But they don't get rid of them. But they got rid of switchblades, which is the same damn thing, just in the other direction. And they got rid of butterfly knives.
Yeah.
They're all the same freaking thing. Anyway, there's this guy that's dedicated a huge chunk of his YouTube channel to things like this. It's absolutely hilarious. And like nunchucks, why can't you have a pair of nunchucks? You'll clock yourself in the face. So
In the nuts.
yeah, good. It's like, so what?
Yeah. That's selective breeding to a whole different level.
It's like you're not gonna ban bleach because people are putting bleach in their water and drinking it, are you?
Yeah. Nanny state.
Oh, that's right. That's what it's called. I'm glad you remembered. But anyway, we basically just boiled that whole entire thing up. We just call it the Second Amendment now, instead of trying to call it anything else, because it applies to knives just as much as it applies to firearms. Because in some states, if you're carrying a knife over an inch, they can bust you for it.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, unless you can prove that you're going hunting, and if it doesn't look like a hunting knife, which is completely based on the police officer's
Perspective of a hunting knife.
yeah, they can haul you off right there and say that, oh, you're carrying a whatever. And then not to mention the whole, TSA thing that never got resolved with flying what you can carry on a plane. If she gets a freaking foot-long sewing needle, I should be able to carry my pocket knife, people.
Yeah.
She could skewer 2 of us at once with that thing. If Granny got pissed off.